Oh, welcome back. Glad you could make it. Today we're going to be doing a nice little shape, and I'm going to have them graphically flash across the bottom of the screen, all the tools you're going to need to be able to shape along with me. So I've got a nice little block here that I've started. I've pre-prepped it so we can get started on this nice little artistic journey of ours. So, all right, so I got, I'm going to get started on this, and, when you start out, you got to make sure your tools are good, and, so I'm just going to be sharpening up one of my knives here. It's a little knife. So when I start out, I'm going to be, I just need to keep my tools in proper order, so I got to sharpen my knife a little bit, keep the edge nice and sharp. It works really well. And, just kind of see where it takes us. And so I just chopping off this edge a little bit here, see where it goes, I was out here in nature the other day just looking at some holes and, seeing what the rock was saying to me, and I just kind of saw some nice things, And when you're out among the rocks, you just kind of see so many different holds going on that you just, you want to come back into the garage and, bring that back down to the foam. Yeah, and you come back and you from what you've seen from nature, you take that and foam. The foam is just nature's voice out here. It's just nature's voice. You really love it. You get out there in the wilderness and you're climbing along and it just whispers to you. It just whispers. And so, you just get this foam out here, and it just speaks to you. It just speaks to you. You get these little, you see the rivers and streams out in the wild, and you come back to the foam, and you cut a little stream, cut a little river. We're gonna make a nice little curve. Well, it's not really a curve. It's just I don't know what it is. I'm just working with the foam. You really get it going, but you don't want to be too aggressive with it. You want to lull it out of there. Bring it out, coax it out. Foam, this isn't really anything. You got the shape is inside the block, and I just got to coax it out. I just got to bring that shape out from the block. Really make it shine. You can just see it. I've been in the gyms a bunch, and I've seen all those route setters. I really think those route setters are going to like this one. It's going to be a really nice shape. And they're going to be in the gym. They're like, oh, what a happy little shape. You can see these happy little shapes. You make a little line right here. And they'll be like, oh, what a nice happy little line. And then, these kind of shapes, nature really speaks to them, but I think this shape will speak to them pretty well too. You got a little scrape. Wow, you got to keep your tools sharp. You got to keep them nice and sharp. You got to be nice to your tools. Not nice to your tools, they don't really speak to the foam. Yeah, you're using these tools, and it's made of metal, and it's scraping the block, and metal comes from nature, and we're trying to make things that are like the rocks, because the rocks come from nature too. You just got to get the secret out of the block. Yeah, and the block's got a secret. And you just got to get the secret from the block. Yeah. I think it's saying it wants to be a jug. Listen to this, I think I got the secret out of this foam. And, I think it really wants to be a jug. It doesn't want to be a foothold. Nothing wants to be a foothold. But, it just comes to you. Sometimes you get a smaller piece and you're just like, well, it's going to be well, that one wasn't very good. But, sometimes that one wasn't very good either. But we're just going to stick with this because I think this one's got a much better story to tell. It's just, you've got to go with its story. The story that you bring out of these things, it just, it could be anything. With the little curve here and the whatever that is there, you just kind of go with it. Okay, so we're going well. The shape's talking to me. I think I'm going to use a different tool. Going to use the circular metal scraper. It really, you kind of use it for a different thing than the triangle, and you just, well, there's no accidents here. It's just a happy little accident. And there's no mistakes here. It's just everything's just a happy little accident. You just kind of, it's that secret that the block's trying to tell you. You just go, you just go with what it's telling you, and just kind of, flow with what nature provides you in these nice foam blocks. You just kind of, you're getting in there. You're really digging in, and you just got to scrape it. And, that scraping, you feel like you're really making something interesting. So, we haven't even started on the jug part, but I think we should start on the jug part. So when I'm trying to make a jug, like I said, each block of foam has got its own story to tell. So I just kind of try and go with it. And, there's many stories that people talk about, and when you go outside and you're in nature and you see all these things, a lot of those stories really resonate. You get this jug, but what I can really see is there's a cave, and there's always stories in caves. And so, when you go in a cave, you're like, okay, well, what do I want to do? Is it going to be a nice light cave? It's not too deep, it's not too dark. Or, am I going to make it, you really get in there? It's going to be really deep, it's got a lot of secrets. Secrets to the rock gods, things like that. You just got to see where it goes. The foam takes you to places that you've never been before. It's a wonderful experience. You got lots of places these shapes can take you. It can take you to a lot of places. I haven't been to prison. But whatever. It's just kind of it's where the shapes take you. You just kind of see what happens. I'm just doing a little nice scraping here. You really gotta get these edges going. And this is about kind of what the general size and shape you got of the. After you use your scrapers, that's when you've got your general detail all roughed in. Now you go down to things like sanding sponges. Right here I've got like a nice 60 grit. It's a pretty rough grit. It'll take a lot of material off, but because there's still things for this foam to reveal. I gotta bring it out. I gotta bring out the detail in this block. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just nice circular motion, like give it a little caress. I just gotta work it in there. You don't want the shape to be shy. You can't be shy with the shape. You just gotta really work in there. Give it give it some love. This thing's all rough. Anyways, so once you got all these details, there's still a lot of roughness, and because it's been a rough life for this shape, you got to smooth out the roughness in its life. It's fallen on hard times, really. It's just been falling on hard times, and you got to give it a little bit of smoothing, give it some love. You're out there, and it's had a long day, and nobody's been listening to it. Just like you just gotta smooth out its problems, because if nobody's doing that, it's certainly not going to fix itself. So you just gotta go and be like, hey, shape, what's been going on? It's like, oh, everything's rough for me. And it's like, that's okay. This shape, it's got some bumps, and it's a little rough around the edges, and it really hadn't been to the gym in a very long time, so it's just kind of got this cottage cheese legs, and I'm just gonna help it out. I'm like its personal trainer. I'm gonna just making it do some push-ups here, and it's like, I'm like the shape's personal trainer, just kind of smoothing out those cottage cheese legs. Do a couple reps here, like a 10K there. That wasn't really good enough. You're going to have to do more push-ups and just kind of, really kind of work it out, And once that personal trainer's done smoothing out everything, you got something that's looking better. It's still a little rough around the edges, but that's okay. Nobody's going to judge it for that. Just give it a little circular motion here. Circular motion. You just got to be nice to it. Everybody needs things to be nice for you, and that's what we're going to do for this shape. All right, well, I think we're good here. Now we have a finished shape. And from all of us, until next week, happy shaping.